everybody? What's going on, man? Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. So, today, I'm going to show you guys some stuff, some new arrivals that I got like in the past 2 or 3 weeks, all right? So, and then I'm going to show you some books as well that I've had. You know, they're not new, but, you know, it's kind of cool. So, it's not just, you know, vinyl. We got some books and CDs and shit going on here, all right? So, today, again, just going to go over some stuff that I recently got in like the past 2 or 3 weeks. Some came through Amazon, a couple things came in eBay, and then the other things I just found at my local record store. All right, so let's do this. So right off the bat, which I'm sure everybody and their mother's got at this point, is the new Metallica. All right, 72 Seasons. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't heard it yet. I know the 3 songs that they released. I listened to those are cool, but I haven't dug into the rest of this yet. Listen, I ain't got time. I will, though. I will. I promise, all right? And I know there's been a million unboxings and reviews all over YouTube and stuff like that, so I'll listen to it and, you know, maybe get around to giving you my opinion on it. I don't know. I mean, there's a gazillion opinions about this. You know, I mean, Metallica's cool, you know, but for me, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and I'm set for life. But I have all the other ones. You know, maybe I'll do a video on like their box sets, which goes from Kill 'Em All to the Black Album. You know, I have all of those. But you know, and all the other stuff I have on CDs and stuff like that. Load, reload, all that crap. But you know, from what I heard, those 3 songs that they released, I kind of dig. You know, I'm hoping. I don't think there's instrumentals on this like the other ones. You know, it's getting kind of boring with the instrumental shit. But I got high hopes for this. I got high hopes. So we'll see. Now, I don't have the vinyl of this yet, only because I want to hear this first. If this is cool, then I'll go out and buy the vinyl. So right now, I just stuck with the CD. I mean, you can find this on vinyl everywhere. Everybody and their mother's got it, so I'm not worried about it. All right, enough of that. The other thing that came in recently, which some of you may have, some of you may not have. Who knows? Depends if you're a fan or not. It's the Kiss, the Kipsy off the soundboard with Mark St. John. Now, so far, I have all of these. And the only one I really don't like is the Virginia Beach one. Dude, it is so hard to listen to. Paul Stanley's voice is just... no comment, all right? And the band just sounds... It must have been an off night because they just sound slow and Paul's voice is just all over the place. I mean, even Gene's voice too. I mean, people give Paul a lot of shit for his, you know, his singing, but, you know, Gene has his nights as well, man. But to their credit and not to their credit, because in my opinion, they're playing way too many shows, way too many. I mean, I saw them on the End of the Road tour back in 2019 before COVID hit at the Garden. Right? And now COVID hit 2 years, and now they're still touring this thing. It's like, you know, end it. Gene was on stage sitting down the other night because of something. I mean, you know, hopefully he's okay. I haven't really been updated on the whole thing with him, but, you know, it's like, come on, man. Enough's enough. Like, just play the freaking Garden, end it, and that's it. But they keep adding shows and stuff like that. It's like, what are you doing? Like, just stop. But anyway, so I've heard some stuff off of this. You know, some of the solos, a little shaky here and there, but, you know, Mark St. John, he had that arthritic thing going on with his hand. But, you know, 1984 Animalized tour, I'm sure it's kind of cool. You know, it's always great to listen to Eric Carr. He is, you know, I've said this a lot about, but he's very underrated as a drummer. I mean, I love his drumming on the studio albums that he's on, like Asylum and Animalized, Creatures of the Night. I mean, he is just a pounder, man. You know, the boy from Brooklyn, done good. But yeah, so that's this. So this is the colored version that I got. I know it comes in black, and it came in this like yellowy kind of cream color. So this is the one I got. I got it off of Kiss Online. It came the other day. Like I said, I threw on side 1. I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole thing. But, you know, so far for a sound recording, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, it's cool. But what they need to do honestly is go backwards, man. Go back to 74, 75, 76. I mean, they released the one that was like the Love Gun tour, the Live 2 tour, whatever, which was cool. You know, it's got Ace and Peter. You know, I think people want to hear more of the older stuff. That's my opinion. I know I do. You know, this middle episode chapter of Kiss, the non-makeup stuff, I don't know. It is what it is, man. But, yeah, Kiss and Poughkeepsie. All right? Now, what also came, which was kind of cool. Now, I have the original copy of this as well. Whoa, getting ahead of myself there. Mr. Phil Lining. All right? This is his second solo album. All right? So this is the 40th anniversary. All right? I'll show you the label right there. This comes in white vinyl. Now, this one's okay. I kind of like his first one a little bit better, you know. It's got Huey Lewis on it playing harmonica, which is pretty badass. But this has its moments. But, yeah, I like the first one better. But I'll show you the vinyl. So this is the sleeve. Comes with all the lyrics and, you know, a couple liner notes and stuff. I'll show you the vinyl. Nice and white. It's got that spaceship or a mushroom label, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's basically like the British label. The other side's the same thing. 180 gram. Sounds great. Very cool. You gotta love Phil, man. You know, the people you wish that were still alive. Phil and Bon and Randy Rhoads. I mean, the list would be like this. But, you know, the ones that got caught short in their lives, you know, the Bon and Phil and even guys like Johnny Thunder. It's like, man, if guys were still around, what would it be? What would it be like? Killing me. All right. Speaking of Thin Lizzy, I got this 12-inch. All right. Thunder and Lightning with side 2, Still in Love with You live. This is pretty cool. It's the front. All right. You got the back. Thin Lizzy, man. Oh, yeah. So the live one was recorded live at the Hammersmith Odeon, March 10th, 1983. Pretty cool. Says it there right on the bottom. This sounds great. It's another thing. Well, let me show you the vinyl first. So the inner sleeve is nothing. It's just black. The label's cool. Turn that around. There you go. That's the label. Same thing on the other side. All right. This is not 180 gram. This is regular vinyl. Yeah, that's another thing, man. You know, if they didn't stop after Thunder and Lightning, I mean, Thunder and Lightning, like they finally kind of hit that, like pinnacle, you know, where they were just like on like getting a little more metal. You know, they got John Sykes in the band, and you know the song Thunder and Lightning, and my God, The Sun Goes Down, and Bad Habits, Cold Sweat, man, Cold Sweat, killer. Cold Sweat is a freaking killer song, man. Just the solo just rips, man. You know, John Sykes in that band just gave like a real swift kick in the ass, man. And if they would have made one more album, I think they finally would have got that recognition. I mean, you know, they were already popular. Everybody loves Thin Lizzy, but it just would have made them bigger. You know what I mean? Kills me. To this day, kills me. All right. So coming up, we got Rush, Moving Pictures. All right? Same cover, same back. This was a limited edition. It's white vinyl. And I got this on Rush's band website. Okay? Now I'll show you the label. So basically, it's 180 gram. It comes with the same liner notes that came with, you know, the regular album. And if you buy the regular remastered version on Amazon, it's the same insert. All right. This is the sleeve. And this is the vinyl. Now, I think this comes in red vinyl as well on another remastered version. But I got the white one here. All right. That's the label. For all you Rush fans, I love this album. It's freaking great. I mean, Rush is just phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. You know, the 80s stuff. Like, if I do an album collection on Rush, like I've been doing, you know, I would talk more about the 80s. You know, they kind of did one of these. But even the albums that aren't so great still have some good songs on them, you know. I don't really think there's a Rush album that doesn't have like all bad songs. You know, there's always like a couple you can kind of like pick and choose. Like, yeah, this is kind of cool. This one is but this one's all right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right. Speaking of Rush, don't you move. There's a cool Rush book, man. All right, Rush, The Illustrated History. This is by Martin Popoff. Again, I got a lot of Martin Popoff. This guy writes a shitload of books. So again, it's pretty thick. It's pretty heavy. It's hard covered. All right. I think, how much did I pay for this? Is there a price on here? Doesn't say. I don't know. I don't remember. But anywho, I show you the insides. Again, it's got some cool pictures. Starts from the beginning, you know, up to the 80s. Roll the Bones. Test for Echo. Show you some of the early stuff. All right. That classic shot. Neil behind his drum set. So, you know, it's some cool stuff. Pick this up. All right. Does anybody recognize this? What album is this in? Where did that band rip this off from? Because this is the original. Oh, long live rock and roll. That's a hint. All right, so yeah, pick it up, man. Martin Popoff, Rush, The Illustrated History. Cool book. All right, back to the music. So, another cool thing that came in that I was kind of waiting for a while. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, very freaking cool. All right, UFO. Yeah, this ain't Strangers of the Night. I know it kind of looks like it. Werewolves of London. All right, this is when Schenker returns. They go on tour. Very cool stuff, man. This is double album. It's gatefold. All right. This is the back. So basically, this the newer songs on here were Venus, Push to the Limit, Self-Made Man. Yeah, so when Schenker returned, you know, they went out. I think this was from 1998, I do believe. Yeah. This is exactly how it happened in Wolverhampton on February 10th, 1998. Straight from the mixing desk. The inside liner notes by Paul Raymond. Another underrated rhythm guitar player, keyboard player. Rest in peace, man. Another great loss. But yeah, double album. I'll show you what this looks like. This sounds freaking great. You know, they also do Natural Thing, Mother Mary, Electric Phase, which was kind of cool. This Kid's Out in the Street. I freaking love that song, Out in the Street. One More for the Rodeo. That's freaking badass. Love to Love, another great freaking song. But, you know, I like it on Strangers in the Night. Too Hot to Handle, Only You Can Rock Me. Of course, Lights Out, Dr. Doctor, and Rock Bottom. Freaking Rock Bottom, man. Schenker's, woof. Killer, man. And I'll show you what the double albums look like. All right, so this is one sleeve. All right, you got the Mighty Pete Way. Big influence on Steve Harris, man. Oof. You got Phil on the other side. All right, show you the vinyl. It's just like kind of cool blue. Yeah. I freaking love UFO, man. I got to do a freaking album collection on them. They're definitely one of my top 10 favorite freaking bands. This is the other one. This is the Mighty Shank. His signature Flying V's. Him and Pete. Great shot. And this vinyl is the same thing. It's the same blue. All right? The other side. Rocking stuff, man. UFO, another band that should have been a lot bigger. Them and Thin Lizzy should have both been huge. This comes with a poster. Check it out. Bada bing. All right. So you had Simon there, right? Playing drums. Also on Fly on the Wall. And toured with AC/DC on the Rising Power Tour. All right. Cool stuff. Heavy hitter, man. Played with Dio. Slamming drummer. Speaking of UFO. All right. Two more by Martin Popoff. You got Lights Out. This is another cool book. All right. Surviving the 70s with UFO. I'm surprised they survived. There's Martin there. Not too thick of a book. Paperback. Cool stuff. All right. It's got some pics, I believe, somewhere in here. Maybe not. Yeah, there's some. You got some pics in there, right? Yeah, come on. Yeah, there's a couple of pages. So yeah, man, check that out. And along with this, you got Letting Go. All right? UFO, 80s and 90s. So basically, this is part 2 to the other one. Martin Popoff again. Cool shot. Paul Chapman. Pete Way back there. Pete Way on the cover. Good inside stuff. It's good stuff. All right. Coming up. For you metal maniacs. Yeah, the Priest. Oh, Priest. Holidays in Houston. The Texas broadcast. 1983. This is cool, man. It's a double album. Live bootleg. It's great. Sounds amazing. I listened to it a bunch of times, which is why I haven't listened to the Metallica yet. Hey, listen, priorities, all right? Gatefold. You got Rob. Cool stuff, man. Just a little story written there. All right, you got the track listing on the back. Awesome stuff. All right, heading out to the highway. Desert Plains. Devil's Child. The Hellion Electric Eye. Riding on the wind, screaming for vengeance. You got another thing coming. Breaking the law. Sinner. Living After Midnight and Hellbent for Leather. That's a really cool set, man. Good stuff. All right. Oh, by the way, did I find this on Amazon? I think I got this on Amazon. I don't remember. I'm going to show you the vinyl. Just plain black sleeve. All right. This comes in this splatter vinyl, which is really kind of cool. Badass. All right. That's the other side. Awesome stuff, man. If you can get your hands on this, get it. Sounds freaking great. You know, Priest in 83, they're at the freaking height, man. Awesome stuff. Speaking of Priest, now we got, I got a book. So this book I've had since 1984. Yeah, I was in high school. And this is like one of those, I don't know, Oriental kind of things. You know, I think there was one on Kiss and Aerosmith, was big back in the day. And you can't understand a word that's in it. You basically bought it for the pictures. And, as a kid, anything that came out, like I said, there was no internet. There was nothing. So anything that came out with Priest, Maiden, I just bought, So it has some cool pics. And, you put Scream for Vengeance on or any other album and just, it's there. That's a cool old picture of Rob, huh? Was that maybe the Stained Class days? British Steel. Now, you guys like Rob with the longer hair or with the shorter hair? I kind of like the earlier version. Cool shot to KK, man. KK. Glenn. Looks like the making of the Heading Out to the Highway video. Same thing. So, yeah, it was just a big picture book, Rob and his whips. Cool stuff, man. So, yeah, it's basically a picture book. But it was cool, and I still got it. Great shape. Oh. All right. Moving right along. Oh. Switching gears a little bit. Now, this was already released, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years ago. But I always wanted this version of it. I have a copy of it in there, maybe one or two. But the EP from Ghost. All right? Cool stuff, man. This has got, if you have Ghost, I'm a Marionette, Crucified, Waiting for the Night, Circular Haze, Live. I think David Grohl is on this. And he produced one of the songs. I mean, you can hear it in the drumming. Probably I'm a Marionette. But, yeah, this came out a while ago. Like I said, I have the other version of it, but I wanted this version of it. And I saw that it was coming out again. All right, nothing fancy there. Nothing fancy there. The label's cool, though. But this is like one of those kind of split, kind of colored vinyl looking things, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of badass. Cool stuff. And in my other video, I say that, these guys are coming out with another EP soon. I think it's called like Pantomime or something around that word there. So yeah, they got some new stuff coming out. It's another EP. It's not a full album. And they do the cover version of Genesis, Jesus, He Knows Me. So yeah, you may want to check that out. I know there's a video out for it. Probably find it on YouTube. All right. Moving on. I have this problem every time I make a video, right? This is getting to be like, stay. All right. Back to you metal maniacs. Priest Turbo. Priest Turbo. Yeah, what's so special about this? Yeah, I know. This is the Back on Black. All right? Yeah, I finally got this on Back on Black. And if you guys know, if you watch my Judas Priest video, the Back on Black label puts the extra songs on the Priest releases, like they did with the CDs that came out a few years ago. All right, so this one's got All Fired Up and Locked In Live. All right, those are the two bonus songs. If you have the CDs that, the remastered that came out, those songs are on it, but now they're on vinyl. This is a double vinyl. It's a gatefold. Opens up. You got the lyrics. All right. Now, both vinyls are the same. I'll show you one of them. The sleeve is no big deal. It's just black. And this is on white vinyl. I got a lot of white vinyl today. A lot of white. All right. It's turbo, one side. Stick shift on the other. Cool. I don't hate this album. I know a lot of people hate it. They despise it. I don't know, man. It's different. It was that era. Priests were experimenting, it's got its moments on it. Turbo Love is cool. Locked In's pretty cool song, man. I have a problem with that. Out in the Cold is cool. Reckless is cool. The other song on here, All Fired Up, is all right, Private Property, Parental Guidance, I could do without that. Rock You All Around the World, Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days. Yeah. But when this came out, that was the era. It was, the 80s, big partying time, Me and my friends and everybody else were out cranking with the boom boxes, drinking beers in the parking lots, hanging out, So it was that era. So, when all the hair band shit from LA was hitting, Ratt and Wasp and everybody, it was a good time, man. It was happy. And then grunge hit. And it wasn't happy anymore. All right. So that's Priest. Another new thing I got here. Well, actually, no. I got one more Priest thing. This little 45 came in. Actually came in today. All right. From the Painkiller album, you got Touch of Evil on one side and Between the Hammer and the Anvil on the other. Let me show you the back real quick. It just shows some tour dates and stuff. All right, it's pretty cool. You guys know the cover. You've probably seen it 100 times. And, yeah, neither one of these is live. They're both studio tracks. I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. That's side A. Okay. Side B. More of a collector's thing than anything else, I really don't need to play it. If I can get this back in there. But it's cool. All right. So, I don't know if you guys know these guys. They're called Camelot. All right. They're from Florida. Very cool. They have a bunch of albums out. All right. This one just came out a couple weeks ago. The Awakening. I've heard parts of it. Sounds cool. If you're into Queensryche, it's very Queensryche-y. The very operatic singing. The music is very drama driven, very, very cool band. My two favorite albums from them is the Ghost Opera and Black Halo. Ghost Opera I have on vinyl. Black Halo, to find that on vinyl is almost like $500-600. I'm not paying that much for an album, man. I got them all on CD. So a lot of these you can actually find on vinyl if you go to Amazon. Anything you see, pick it up because they're all cool. But yeah, man, cool stuff. All right. So that's the cover. It's double album. All right. Gatefold. It's the guys on the back. Very talented band, man. The singer's freaking great. Trust me, as soon as you put this on, you're just going to think of Jeff Tate, all right? From the early days of Queensryche. Very, very cool shit, man. I'll show you what the album looks like. Whoa. So it comes with, is this upside down? Yeah. Comes with the words, all right? And there's like some female singing in a lot of their stuff as well, even though she's not part of the band, but when they're going through songs and stuff, it's really cool stuff, man. Right, that's just the sleeve, nothing crazy there. This is just black vinyl, all right? That's one side, that's the other. So yeah, man, check out Camelot. I'm going to do an episode on bands that I have that maybe you never heard of, or you have, and whatever, or just seen them flipping through things, and you're like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I got a bunch, man. I'll do an episode on that. All right. Don't worry, we're getting to the end of this. Guns N' Roses, Reckless Road, right? And the Making of Appetite for Destruction. Very cool book. Very cool. All right. Paperback, it's kind of flimsy. All right. Who wrote this? Mark Cantor. All right. Mark Cantor. Reckless Road, Guns N' Roses. Like I said, very cool, man. It just goes from the beginning, goes through the whole schmeal of Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, everything. This is when Guns N' Roses was Guns N' Roses. Before the Illusion 1 and 2 and things got out of hand and it just became a freaking mess. But I've seen these guys so many times, especially in the early days. I've seen them in the small arenas around here in New York. I mean, the guys out in California, I mean, you were lucky enough to see them in clubs. But once they got over here, I saw them at the Palladium, I think, and a bunch of other places. I mean, I still have my ticket stubs. And, Appetite had just come out, and I already had the EP. And I was like, oh, the EP's cool. I picked it up in the store one day. Again, it looked cool, right? I saw the cover. I'm like, oh, Live Suicide. I'm like, wow, this looks badass. And it had Walking a Dog on it. I'm like, oh, they're doing the cover of the Aerosmith, who's doing the cover of somebody else, But I was like, wow, this is pretty badass. Went home, put it on, and, I was hooked right off the bat. I was like, oh, my God, this band's going to be great. Made a tape of it, cassette tape of it, because that's what you had back in the day. Played it for my friends. They're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, it's very Aerosmithy, this is badass. And then Appetite for Destruction came out not too long after that. And, I remember going to see them. And I'm like, who the hell's going to be there? Because the videos weren't out on MTV yet when I went to go see them. So we go see them. I'm like, it's probably not going to be packed. It's probably not going to be a full house. The place was jammed. Wall-to-wall people, man. I think there's actually a DVD out on it. The New York City show. The first one they did back in 86, 87, whatever it was. Phenomenal. It's unbelievable. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, that was a great night. All right, so the reason why I'm showing you that book, because this came in a couple of days ago. All right? Yeah, Appetite for Destruction, right? But it's got the OBI, all right? You've been watching my videos. You know what the OBI is. Not what it stands for, but it comes with extra stuff, all right? In the back, it's the same thing, same words, like, whatever. This is the original cover, which is cool. I still had my original version back there before it became the cross with the freaking stupid cartoon pictures. I hate that cover. Much better. Oh, it's a rape scene. Oh, we have to censor this. You can't let the youth see this. Oh, please. Fucking joke, right? So, that being said, right, this is the insert. Right, it's got the words, the picture. Now this opens up, and of course, I can't understand a word of it because it's all, I guess, this is all written in Japanese, the lyrics. And then, the bio half of this is all in Japanese. So I got no idea what it says. But it's cool though, right? The vinyl is a picture disc. All right? Ooh, yeah. Repeat after me. Badass. Badass. This is freaking cool. All right? And that's the back. Same back cover. Pretty awesome, right? Will I ever play this? Probably not. I don't think my needle's ever going to touch this. But it was just cool to have. And I got it. So that's freaking cool. So, when it comes to collecting, there's many reasons why we collect. Maybe I should do a video on that too. But, it starts off with, it's your favorite band. And you buy the album. And then it comes out in a different version, that same album. Like, oh, yeah, well, it's great. So then you buy that version and this version and that version. And then it becomes, wow, I want to buy this because I just want it. I'm never going to play it, but I want it. And that's where the collecting, it can get out of hand and get very, very dangerous. So you got to know kind of when to stop and kind of when not to stop. I mean, you could just keep buying and buying stuff because stuff is released every freaking day. I mean, especially like the older bands now, like Clapton's got a new box set coming out, the 24 Nights. It's like 5 LPs and 3 Blu-rays and 6 CDs with a DVD. I mean, guys are just releasing stuff left and right. I mean, even Kiss. I mean, here we go with the Poughkeepsie, you know, off the Soundboard series, right? They could just go on and on and on and on. I mean, it's going to be freaking endless. Even when these bands break up, that merch is still going to keep coming, man, because it's a brand, all right? It's like Coca-Cola. It's a brand. Walt Disney, it's just a brand. And if there's a public for it, people, they're just going to keep pushing this shit out, man. So at a certain point, you got to kind of like, whoa, I don't need everything. All right, so getting to the end. So this is what I call my hairband section, all right? We start with the G&R, and I'm going to get into a little bit of crew, all right? Raw tracks, all right? Got the OBI thing going on there. So this is kind of cool. It's got Live Wire, the original leather mix, Piece of Your Action, the original leather mix, Too Young to Fall in Love, which is a remix, Knock 'em Dead Kid, Home Sweet Home, both remixes, Smoking in the Boys Room live. All right, this is the back. I wish the song Angela was on here. I freaking love that song. Angela and Teaser should have been on here. You know, they released it years ago on CD. What was the other one? Rock and Roll Junkie or something like that. Those were cool songs. All right, so that's the back. Raw tracks, man. Oh, Motley Crue. Band going through so much turmoil right now. Mick Mars suing and recorded bass tracks, Nikki Sixx. Oh my God. Can't even. All right, so it just comes in this plastic thing. You know, it's on the Elektra label. So it's not, you know, it's legit. It's not a freaking bootleg crap of some kind. Regular vinyl. It's not on 180 gram or nothing like that. All right. Throw this in there. All right, I got one more for you. Come on. So this, the inner sleeve, all right? It's got, you know, the Japanese stuff. It's got the lyrics on the back. Pretty cool. Is that in English? Yeah, it's in English and Japanese, which is cool. All right? So last but not least, we're still in the hairband thing here. We got some live Ratt, Dancing Undercover. This I picked up at my local record store, believe it or not. I think I paid like $30 for it. And I went back 2 or 3 times. This was still sitting there. I'm like, all right, I bit the bullet. I was like, fuck it, I'll get it. But this is kind of cool. Radio broadcast. All right. I'll read the titles off to you. It's live. Now, I've heard this, and the recording is good. All right. The recording is good. It's decent. Playing-wise, could be a little sloppy here and there, but for the most part, the boys are, you know, it's good. You know, the leads are good. The drumming's good. You know, Stephen Pearcy kind of gets a little over there. Some of the leads are sloppy, but all in all, it's a solid live album, right? It starts off with Lay It Down, You're in Love, Wanted Man, Sweet Cheetah, You Should Know By Now, The Morning After. Side 2, Dance, Drive Me Crazy, Slip of the Hip, Slip of the Lip, Walking the Dog, Round and Round, and Body Talk. So yeah, Dancing Undercover tour. Radio broadcast recorded live at Monsters of Rock Festival at the FCP Stadium, Germany, August 30th, 1987. All right, I'll just show you that real quick, so if you want to read it. All right, I don't even know if you can see it. But yeah, so not too bad. Sounds cool. All right. Came with the poster, which is no big deal. It's just that. All right, Dancing Undercover. Ratt and Roll. And then the vinyl itself, just black vinyl. It's not 180 gram, it's regular vinyl. Side B, side A. Godzilla. Yeah, man, I saw Ratt once, and Bon Jovi was opening up for Ratt. Yeah, that's how far back I'm going. And Gene Simmons showed up at that show. Me and my buddies were one section up off the floor. On the right-hand side, we were on Warren DeMartini's side of the stage. And we're just like hanging out. We were kind of like by the aisle. And we took up like 2 rows, me and my friends. And Gene just happens to be walking down. And as he passed us, we're like, oh shit, it's freaking Gene. And Gene was jumping up and down trying to get Steven's attention. You know, the hell is Steven going to see Gene, you know, up in the... It wasn't happening, you know. There were no like spotlights going to Gene all of a sudden, but he's jumping up and down with a couple guys around him, and then we're like, Gene, Gene, Gene. He turned around, he waved, and then, he split. But yeah, Bon Jovi opened up for Ratt. It is what it is, man. It was the era. So that's it, man. All right. Showed you some new stuff I got, some books that I've had. Keeping it real. All right. So that's it for this. Hope you dug it. Hey, like, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. All right, man. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And I will see you soon. Rock on. Yeah.